basketball.
Yeah, big dog.
That's where Duren dominated. It was his 22nd birthday with this melancholy music. So let's check out some of the highlights here. We might have to sing a different tune for you after what we saw from the Detroit Pistons, because Duren would continue to showcase his dominance early in the first quarter here, Perk.
You know what Cedric the Entertainer said on Kings of Comedy? I'm a grown-ass man, dog. That's a grown man right there. Straight up, grown man basketball. Look at that deep seal. And anything around the basket, he's finishing that. He's going, looking for the contact. I didn't know he had this.
He's got a bag, too.
He got a bag, taking you off the dribble. Just unbelievable start to this season for him. But this is what they like to do as well, get out and run. Cade been throwing it down
healthy.
lately.
It's good to see Cade Cunningham back on the floor here. Going ahead to the fourth quarter, jumping here, the Pistons lead by 6. Duren gets the offensive rebound.
Cleaning it up like a fresh bottle of Windex.
I know they're talking about Josh Giddey, but this kid might be for most improved.
He finished with 24 points, 8 rebounds here. Cade gets to his spot, knocks down the jumper. Under a minute to go, that's exactly what they did. Cade drives. Tough layup.
That's where he's a difference maker this year. He learned from that New York series to be a clutch player. He's going to be the finisher they need for them.
Cade finishes with 25 points, 10 assists, and the Pistons are rolling. It's 11 straight. And look at this. The Pistons, they lead the East. They have a league-best 11-game winning streak. And that type of turnaround, it's even more amazing when you think where they were exactly 2 years ago. On November 19th, that's today, of 2023, the Pistons, they were on an 11-game losing streak. And now, 2 years later, the exact same date, the complete opposite. The Pistons are firing on all cylinders, 11-game winning streak. Their 13-2 start, it matches their best 15-game start in franchise history. Pork, I know you're fired up about this team.
Hey, you remember what Uncle Elroy said to Sugar? Oh, it's Mr. Nasty Time.
The Nasty Boys.
It's Mr. Nasty.
Nasty Boys.
Hey, I'm telling you, the Nasty Boys, and it's a real thing. They're the only team in the Eastern Conference with a true identity. That identity is physicality. The one thing that they're going to bring on a night-to-night basis is they're going to be physical. Yes, we're seeing the strides from Jalen Duren, who I believe is knocking at the door of being a first-time All-Star, but that damn Cade Cunningham.
Yeah.
He's giving me that Luka Braun type vibe, big guard vibe. And when I say big guard, he could cut you everywhere but loose. You want the perimeter, he's going to give you that. You want the low post area and surveying the floor, he's going to give you that. And now he's snatching the screws out the rim. And just about, you remember look, a couple of weeks ago, you remember a block he had on the break.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a certain type of tenacity and edge that this team has that got me over there looking and saying, nah, that's the new favorites as of right now to represent the Eastern Conference.
No, he's fearless, and their team is fearless. And you said Bron, Luka, I'm thinking SGA. He's looking like the SGA of the East to me, playing at his own pace, taking his time. But what's more impressive to me is how they've gotten wins with him out of the lineup. Yeah. Jalen Duren showing most improvement. Duncan Robinson, B-Ball Paul Reed, Dennis Jenkins, the nasty man who had the sound bite. So they've been playing really good and making good strides. And last year, you said a year ago, they won 11 straight. They ended up losing 28. Question is, can they win 28? That'll be impressive. If they do that, Cade Cunningham, he might be MVP.
I don't know about rattling off 28 in a row.
That's a lot.
But I do think that Detroit has shown that they're not just a sweet story in the Eastern Conference. They're a force to be reckoned with. And you know who's taken notice? 6-time. So let's get to the game here. This is the Warriors and Orlando. The first night of a back-to-back for Golden State here. Curry, he had a nice first half here, Daddy.
Yep, double step back, doing what he does. Pull up the dance moves tonight, too. A little thriller.
And then Quentin Post corrals his own miss, gives it to Draymond Green. And
Jimmy!
Jimmy
Still got it. Reverse.
That looks like I used to see him in Chicago back in the day.
Butler did have 33.7 rebounds in the game. Curry just doing Steph things.
Give him some bird food. Watch him fly by.
What was that?
Give him some bird food.
Let's go to the third quarter here. This is when the Warriors, moving the ball around. This is what they do best.
He dunked that.
Yeah.
Didn't
Find the guy who started it. There he goes. Little shimmy.
Moved into 22nd on the all-time scoring list with that 3, by the way. But here comes the Orlando Magic.
Yep. I mean, look, they just kept fighting. They kept clawing. The Orlando Magic are slowly finding their identity.
Ooh.
Okay,
Black.
Texas boy.
40 seconds left. Magic up 8. Desmond Bane in the corner.
That's why they got him.
Danny Green shot.
They've won 4 of their last 5.
There you go, Dez.
Cue the music. Orlando gets to play their song as they get the win over Golden State, but Steph aggravated the ankle that he sustained, that injury against San Antonio. He is out tonight against Miami, but this injury report, it could look long here, Shams. What more can you tell us?
Malika, not just Stephen Curry out for the Warriors tonight. I'm told Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green are expected to sit as well in Miami. Jimmy Butler's dealing with a back strain. Draymond Green is sick. So this is a team that's looking very short-handed tonight in Miami. They are optimistic that all three will be back in the lineup at home against Portland on Friday in the Cup game. But, of course, Stephen Curry, anytime he tweaks an ankle, you have to be careful, especially as he continues on in his career. They're the only team in the NBA, though, Malika, that's played 17 games so far in the span of 29 days and a league-high 5 back-to-backs.
Okay, so probably without their big three tonight, Golden State, this would have been Jimmy Butler's second game back in Miami.
I don't like it.
You don't like it? Why?
I don't like that he's sitting. He said he had back strains. He just caught a reverse alley-oop. What kind of... Are they going to find them like they find the Cleveland Cavaliers?
Well,
no, probably not, right? But I want to see Jimmy back in Miami.
We all want to see Jimmy back in Miami, but he's done it without Steph before. Maybe he didn't want to do it again. It didn't go well. But the Warriors, they've had a tough start to the season, including tonight. You mentioned it, Shams. They played 17 games in 29 nights. It's the most by far by any team in the league. 12 of those games have also been on the road. And Steve Kerr, he sees the injuries piling up around the league as part of a larger trend.
I'm very concerned. It's dramatic. The pace difference is dramatic. This team tonight has really upped their pace compared to last year. I think across the league, everybody understands now that it's just easier to score if you can beat the opponent down the floor, get out in transition. But when everybody's doing that, the games are much higher paced, faster paced, and then everyone has to cover out to 25 feet because everybody can shoot threes. So we have all the data. Players are running faster and further than ever before, and so we're trying to do the best we can to protect them. But basically, have a game every other night, and it's not an easy thing to do.
And you said you've talked to your medical staff, and they're kind of the belief that that's what's led.
They believe that the wear and tear, the speed, the pace, the mileage, it's all factoring into these injuries.
Did you say 17 games in 29?
Yeah.
I take that back. Jimmy deserves a rest.
Well, he did have some interesting perspective, Steve Kerr did, on a hot button issue. And here are the numbers, right? Over the past 3 seasons, there have been 45 players who've been selected to All-NBA or as All-Stars, and only 13 of those players so far have played in every game this season. And one reason that could be leading to such numbers, it's the pace of play. That's what Steve Kerr was talking about. Teams are playing faster than they ever have, with an average speed being nearly 4.5 miles an hour. And in total, that leads to players traveling over 34 miles a game. Perks, when was the last time you ran 34 miles? Just kidding. But both numbers, they're the highest since tracking data became available in 2013. So Steve Kerr says that he's very concerned that the NBA's increased pace of play, combined with the condensed 82-game season, it's leading to this increase that we're seeing in soft tissue injuries. Are you hearing that sentiment from around the league here, Shams?
So, Malik, I've talked to a bunch of team executives, even people in the medical field in the last 24 hours, just to get a feel on these injuries. And so pace of play, the force on a nightly basis, this is the league's highest pace of play since, I think, 88, 89. So obviously fast-moving game. Another stat that caught my eye that I got wind of yesterday, 9 of the top 30 usage rate players are all sidelined right now. So that's 30% of those top 30 usage players. So 6 of them with soft tissue injuries. I did reach out to the league today, and they told me through 12 games, the amount of star players injuries that have occurred so far in the regular season are actually lower compared to this point in the prior 2 seasons. And the starter level players has been consistent as far as the soft tissue injuries. I am told, though, that the league is launching a league-wide biomechanics assessment program. So more than 500 players have already gone through a level of testing. Okay. There's 4 rounds of biomechanic testing also needed to be done rest of the season. And that's going to be used to optimize exactly how the performance is and try to reduce injuries moving forward.
Perk, are you asleep over there? Or you...
I just don't feel like hearing all that crying. You doing all that crying, what the babies go do? What the babies go do? You know what I'm saying, Steve Kerr? We wasn't hearing the concerns when you got off to a hot start and y'all started the season 4-1. We wasn't hearing it then. You know, and I'm looking at teams like the Denver Nuggets and Jokic, you know, first team all whack body. They was one of the fastest teams in the league last year, believe it or not.
Right.
We don't hear him crying. He's playing every single damn game, putting up monster numbers. And then you go to the defending champs. SGA just made a run to the NBA Finals.
He's not playing in fourth quarters right now.
It ain't his fault. They spanking people.
But are you able to separate maybe the message that Steve Kerr is saying from the messenger?
I don't think Perk.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that because you wasn't saying it when y'all got off to a hot start. I'm not saying it's an excuse. All I'm saying is we're seeing other players that are out there competing at the highest level still, elite guys like Jokic and SGA who should be able to take a break at any given time they want to.
I can separate the two. I know the messenger is not the guy he's a fan of hearing it from, but I think if you can start the season a week earlier, end it a week later, that can make a huge difference. And also, All-Star Weekend is not taken seriously, so you could take a day or two off that. So if you just add those 2 weeks or extra days, it'll spread out less back-to-backs and probably less injuries. So I think there is a solution. Most old school guys would say they need to play 82 and just lift more, but I think we can do something with the scheduling.
Real quick, though, every team go through the schedule at the start of the season and pick and choose, you know, times that they can find rest periods for their superstars. Yeah. So, you know, I'm just saying.
One of those superstars that is out with injury right now is Giannis Antetokounmpo. What are you hearing, Shams, as the injury bug sort of continues to rear its head here on Giannis?
I'm told it's going to be 1 to 2 weeks for Giannis Antetokounmpo. It's a low-grade groin strain from my understanding. So they really dodged a bullet here. It could have been catastrophic with groins. You're thinking weeks, not days. So instead of 3-4 weeks, there is optimism. Giannis will be back within this 2-week period. But this is a team that's 8-7 right now. They've lost 2 games in a row. Yep. We know that 2025